Okay, so I really wanted to do a very short stream here because I've got somewhere to be in about an hour and a half. But I'm gonna head in here to the Eta Carina Nebula. But I want to do at least record it, and I figured in recording, why not stream also? So I'm doing both. Why not, right? So anyway, I am currently in the TR14 sector Y0-R-4-0 system, which, systems this far out from the bubble. I'm, what about here? Systems this far out from the bubble don't have proper names. They have catalog numbers. So, I'd have to do some research as to exactly what catalog that was part of, but, it was one. As far as where I am in relation to, say, Sol is 8,911.49 light years from the current position. So, pretty far out. Not Sagittarius A star or Colonia or Beagle Point far out. But, this is the farthest out I've ever been. And it was sort of, I decided I wanted to do a long-range sort of expedition. I wanted to qualify for the Professor Palin and Chloe the engineering stuff. So I got their invitations a little while ago. Got to go 5,000 light years from your starting point there. So, now I've qualified. They sent me that invitation yesterday. But it's been interesting. I've discovered some new systems. I've checked out some really, really, really big class O stars. So big they have 10 other stars orbiting them. Not sharing orbits, like actually just straight up orbiting them because they're so huge. And I landed on one of these planets. It was planet 4, which I'm closest to, but I set myself to sort of autopilot out while I was setting the stream away from. Before I got back to the computer and stopped it. It was that one. And I wanted to see, from the planet's surface, how does this enormous nebula and the Milky Way together look? And I got my answer in a screenshot, essentially. I could show it, yes. Gallery and do that, and then okay. So, how does it look from the planet's surface? It looks like that when you land on the day side. So, pretty neat. I called it my pilgrimage to the Temple of Evil because it's, very pyramid-like. At least from that particular angle on the surface of that planet. What's my hotkey for this? That? Kind of like this, on the surface. I don't know, there's something of a different quality looking at it from the surface. Anyhow, so, here it is on the map. I'm right next to it, pretty much. And I was like, well, I want to dive in. I've got somewhere to be about 5. It's about 3:30 now. So I'm not really going to, get that much done, but, I figured I'd over and be able to get there in time. So, I wanted to visit this nebula. Check it out. Pick an interesting star. I like big stars, like big star. I guess I've got it set up so I can easily filter. I guess we can just filter for big stars. Yeah, there's a couple other classes inside here. Interestingly, there is a series of O-class stars right over here next to the nebula somewhere. They were, so I approached the nebula, I went out kind of this way and then swung in, because I figured, the nebulas they're really popular exploration locations, so I figured, maybe I'd discover some more undiscovered systems that way. And, there were a lot. 42 EDSM and up to 40 first discovered systems, but EDSM keeps a slightly different database of stuff than the in-game database does. So, not quite the same. But it was really interesting because these O-class stars sort of formed a straight line, and they still do. And I have some theories about that. I think maybe the Eta Carina Nebula itself, as it is rotating around the galaxy, I think rotates this way. As it's rotating around the galaxy, it's leaving a trail, I think, of large O-class stars. Which O-class stars burn bright and are huge, but also have the shortest lifetime of the sequence stars. So, they're going to die relatively quickly. And, they burn out. So let's figure out. See if there's any kind of special star concentration inside the nebula. Actually, let's filter out all our main sequence stars too. I would expect there to be a lot of protostars, because nebulas are star-forming regions, so there's a lot of these heat-hoary protostars coming around out there. These are stars that they're heating up. They're big. Well, they're not properly. They're not really stars. They're big balls of gas that are heating up, and then eventually will compress and heat enough that they actually start fusion. And when they do, they typically then move on to the main sequence. One of these will be a fine girl kissing stars. Figure those back out. I was kind of hoping, I haven't ever seen a carbon star or a Wolf-Rayet star, so I was kind of hoping those would show up somewhere along my route. So far, they haven't. It's been really disappointing. I mean, I could go through my codex and just go to one somebody else has found already, but, I'm exploring. I want to find my own. Cool. Anyway, so let's again filter for a big star, one somewhere in the nebula. 113 light years out. I can make that in 2 or 3 jumps. Oh, yeah, maybe don't. Not fast. It's only plotting using those big stars. So, go ahead and use everything to plot that. I also find plotting the routes this far out takes a little longer. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with that. I guess their system is optimized for plotting routes back in the bubble, way over there. It's kind of harder the worse that goes. It's having to consult its algorithm for how it generates because all of this is procedurally generated. Some of it they base on real stuff, but for the most part, there's literally billions and billions and billions of stars in the galaxy, and they cannot have done that by hand. So, they procedurally generate them. If you're wondering, this is in the cold region. So I have that sort of peg. Just to sort of give myself a reference. Here's the bubble, here's Sagittarius A star, center of the galaxy, here's Colonia, there's context for but yeah, looks like probably 2 jumps. 2 jumps. And this jump is this way. So let's go ahead and throttle up. Here's jump. Reloading. Most of the stars inside the nebula are probably going to at least be discovered, if not found. Looks like they haven't been mapped. I have been trying to make a habit of going through and trying to full spectrum scan some of these systems when I go through, though. Just to, kind of make sure that when I get back to the level, I can cash in on having done this and stuff. For every system that I've apparently been first discoverer of, I full spectrum scan all of them. If there's, a really valuable world, terraformable water or metallic world or whatever, I found and mapped that too. But I've most of the mapping out. That's on the far side. And I mean, we're properly inside this thing, or close enough. The nebula gas is pretty visible kind of everywhere now. So basically, the way I can. Go back down. On this side, where. Mostly I'm checking to see if any of these are really valuable. They're not warrant mapping since they look good.
System scan complete.
So what do we got? Nope. A lot of stars are a lot of ice bodies, and typically not very valuable in terms of mapping data. So.
Frameshift drive charging.
This star that we're going to now is Class A, so pretty big, and pretty much dead center of that nebula. We should see gas literally everywhere. It's going to be big and bright. Oh, it's 23 bucks. This is a big system. Look at that. Oh, and it's. Oh, somebody's jumping. Yeah, even these that are 33,000 light seconds out. A dedicated method. Let's go ahead and fill up the tank. Really a good habit to get into when you're out in the black, because there are no stations to fuel up from out here. You don't have a steel scoop, and you're not, occasionally hitting a main sequence star. It's a great way to run out of gas. And, I suppose fuel rafts or something. Or an organization that will, come out and help fuel you up. But I sort of pride myself on having never needed their services. Okay, let's get out of the cockpit and take a look around. So, the gas is not as visible as I thought it. Oh, never mind. There it is. It's everywhere. Ship down. It's time for a big old speed job. Man, you can't get the star and the ship in at the same time. It's so damn bright. What if I get some like that. That's good. We got that. And, rays of sunshine. It looks like somebody's gone through and kind of mapped all of these already, so I don't know that I necessarily need to do that myself. It depends. Like, if some of these are water worlds, and those look like those might be water worlds. Looks like all four of those might be water worlds. If they're terraformable, if they have atmosphere, then it might be worth mapping anyway, just because even an already mapped one is worth 750,000 credits or something. That really adds up if you're mapping a lot of them. You know, it's I don't really want to map the ones around. Both those are around B or no, these are A. Could be the direction of B. Over here. That one's here. Oh, that was new terraformable. Okay, so that'll be worth nothing. Atmosphere type water. The rocky body. So, usually the terraformable worlds are the most in terms of credits. Also kind of cheating by looking at ESM, and it sort of tells me what's worth mapping. I like these kind of worlds that look cool, with a lot of volcanic activity. I'm going to map these just for completion because I'm almost done mapping this. What was that? That's right, with water-based life. I flick through them so fast sometimes I have to go back. Usually it's not, like once you get it, you don't have to wait for it to resolve for the mapping to finish. Or just the, I guess, first step discovery. I don't know what the game calls it. The FSS scanner. Whatever. There. And you there. And this is the last one.
System scan complete.
This is not properly refreshing. Oh yeah. According to EDSM, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these planets are worth taking a look at. Basically, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4A, and 7 and 8. So like kind of all these are worth taking a look at for a total of 2, 3, 4 million credits worth of scanning. And I'm not quite too... Pioneer is the last rank before Elite for Explorer, so I'm not quite there. I'm really hoping that this trip will sort of take care of a bunch of the rest of that for me. It's the closest one from here. Should be 4, because I'm kind of right at the star. Yeah. We'll just do them in order. Sometimes I'll look at the orrery, and I kind of use that as my basis. Here's all the stars for A. So 4 is this way, 7 and 8 are over here, 5 and 6 are over here. So, you know, they're not quite, like, it might actually be better to do 5 and 6 and then 4 and 4A and then 7 and 8. I'd go across that way instead of just straight up doing, I think I might do that. Do 5 and 6 first. We are this way, full speed. So, you know, this is, you know, if you want to call it that, the more boring part of exploration. Oh, and if you're wondering, on the EDSM thing I'm looking at, like this. So this then says, you know, hey, look at the Eta Carina, and you're in this system, and these are worth this much, and they've got, you know, they've got these, you know, they're this far from the star, and they've got these scan values, and this is even, you know, without taking into account having, you know, first discovery or first mapping rights or any of that. You know, that's kind of what I'm looking for on all these systems that, you know, even ones that have already been visited by people. And then you look out and it's just, this is enormous nebula. I'm getting close. Generally, once this timer hits about 7 seconds, you want to hit the 3/4 throttle button, and that'll bring us in nice and smooth. Let's swing out and then swing around. Going up the next one. And that's close enough. Alright, this is a 7 probe estimated system, so there and there and there and there. Here. You're trying to get to 90% on these, and then it jumps to 100 for that. Fully map it.
Surface scanned by 50%.
And there it is.
Scan complete.
And then we want to hit 6. Is that one? Full throttle. I look at these and I'm like, man, what would it have been like for humanity to have something like that in the sky? And ultimately the answer is probably pretty catastrophic, because there's a lot of star forming activity and a lot of, you know, young stars exploding into supernovas and that kind of thing. That 6-7 second mark and kind of coast in at 3/4 or a half throttle. All of these have atmospheres, so they're not landable now, but presumably when Odyssey comes out, some of them will be, though probably not all of them. I don't expect water worlds will be really landable. 7 again. So, far side. That side. Oh, we're going to try to come up a little bottom there. And a far side top there. Fits in it.
Surface scanned by 50%.
And that was map 2.
Complete.
So now, we wanted to head to, I think it was 4. It's kind of in a straight line. We're at 5, and then yeah, 4. And this partner, and then we'll go to 7 and 8. And this way we're just sort of cutting along the side of the outside of the system instead of like doubling back or something. There's a star way over there. Still very bright, even 1700 light seconds out. The only downside of mapping planets it really is that you have to like get so close to them that you have to then sort of escape their gravity well and accelerate back out, so it takes a while to get back up to speed. We're spinning close to another one there. Which one's that? 5. Wait, what? I thought 5 was supposed to be further away than that. Oh, 5 was one of the ones I just hit. It's real easy to get turned around. Kind of why I usually try to keep some kind of landmarks standard. Often I try to keep the star off to my left or something. I'm looking around for that nebula now. Except it's real hard to see because it's everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this at 3/4 and then come back into the map. Kind of want, I think, next to maybe visit the area down here. It looks like that's a particularly bright region of this thing. Let's see if I can something that's in the FGK area. Oh, stay on target. Since I have that other star targeted, it's not going to give me proper distances and timings and stuff, but as long as I'm at 3/4 I should be okay. Really, I'm just looking to get close enough that the surface scanner down there says it is not out of range anymore. I hit the throttle on that, and I want to speed around real quick to look at the targeted star. see if that's sort of in that really bright region I was looking at a second ago. Yeah, it's close. Looking for something kind of right over here. Where am I? I'm here. I'm looking that way. So that's maybe over here a little. If this is in the right direction. Yeah. Try that one next. Nope, wrong one. There. Go ahead and map a route. Well, you can map a route using everything. That's okay. I think it's just one jump with my. Yeah. That's so what we really want now is target that. That's slow to catch when you're not moving. Okay. Go ahead. Another 7 prober. I'm looking at, the efficiency target on these because depending on sort of how many probes are required, sort of changes where you want to limit these. Like if it's only 2, you can pretty much just do top bottom and that's it. Also, my surface scanner isn't fully upgraded, so
Surface scanned by 50%.
I think that's something that I would definitely get if I wasn't planning on basically just hitting this nebula and going home. Nope, not enough. Okay, so it looks like that area of so kind of high over the shoulder. It's kind of hard to see when they're actually standing out. They're a little dark blue.
Surface scan complete.
That was 4. Let's hit 4A. Oh, and fun tip, you can, so they're all mapped like that, but if you switch to combat mode, that goes away. From analysis mode. So if you're looking for like a clean picture after you scan a star, you get it. Moon's rocky body, but it's got oops, I'm going too fast. Time for the looper ship. I don't actually need to loop it though, I can just kind of skin it until I slow down. Turn around and scan it. This is a 6 over. 6 is about the same as 7. So there, and on the back, but not so far that I missed. And there. I don't think I need to do the extra one for this. I might. Oh, that's bad.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Oh, I do, but barely. If I spaced them out just a little better, I wouldn't have to. So, backside, sort of this whole region, so we're going to go over the shoulder, but not so far that we miss, because that puts it on the bottom side. So, if that's the top side, put it there. Really, the only reason to hit that efficiency target over there is the extra credits you get for turning the data in. What I'm looking to cash in on. There we go. Complete. And now we want to hit 7 and 8. Leave. It looks like he is slightly closer to where I am now. By one whole base second. We'll target it. Where's the star? Star's up. Yeah, it's there. Around. Starts off that way. Other neat things you can do in this. Here's the interior. Great Phantom. It's very red. Not my favorite color. I think there's supposed to be like a coffee pot around here. Maybe that was a normal crate. Oh, no. Oh, those are just mugs. I don't know. Alright, on this, not quite yet. Go ahead and slow it down. So the extra seat over there, this one is not only for a gunner, but in multi-crew somebody could also just jump in. They wouldn't be able to do anything necessarily. I guess if we landed, they could take out the SRV and they could stay in the ship. But why would they stay in the ship if they're taking the SRV? That's the number 2. Down the or right there. Put her down. Okay. Oh shit. Close. Turn headlock off. Yeah, I get that. Because he's playing with free can. Which, like, you know, I found myself doing a lot. That's one of the sort of main attractions of Elite in a lot of ways. The great screenshots today. There's a water world. Kind of a dirty water world by the looks of it. Clear blue. Oh, grayish. No land. 7, so hit it there, hit it there, hit it there, hit it. Go ahead and target. Check this thing.
Surface scan complete.
A very valuable system. Whoever first discovered and scanned all and first mapped all these made a logo for them, I'm sure. A lot of these stars, and really a lot of everything, you see they're first discovered and first mapped by different people. think in a lot of cases that's because the mapping system didn't come out until much later. So people sort of went back and mapped through a lot of the systems that other people had already discovered. That, or they're like me and they're just like, mapping is valuable. Not really in it for the, mapping credits. And mapping isn't. Here, the water world looks got some weather, a little bluer. Got this weird ice cap thing going. That said, there are a lot of expeditions and mapping projects and that kind of thing whose sole purpose is to get out there and just map a whole bunch of things.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Really, it's kind of amazing all of the organized
Surface scan complete.
exploration projects players do. Check this in real quick. Should update here in a moment. Tell me that. Oh, looks like the update might be broken. Refresh. And all the green bars go away. You kind of know nothing else valuable in the system. Totally scan. First scanning, nothing worthwhile in that. So we're good to head back out. System. Up. And sit down.
Drive charging.
If I'm using mouse navigation, is tend to drift a lot.
4, 3, 2,
But I like it more than the controller and my joystick. Unfortunately, my desk is high enough that it's really uncomfortable to use for kind of any touch-time at all. And I know it's not a HOTAS, it's like a 20-year-old joystick that I originally bought for X versus Sci-Fi purposes. And it doesn't have like a throttle. Or anything. Oh, there's a really long one here. Yes, I already have those. These are all LGs, so let's just do a quick scan since there's not many of them. This one.
system scan complete.
Nothing in this system. But it's been a little way away from this store. Actually,
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
a little away from the star and clear out. And look on that. Shut up, I'm looking for. Shit, kind of over in the corner. Oop. Drift. It's real hard to do in first person. Freaking, it's everywhere from where we're at here. Like this. Where's the nebula? Everywhere. It is all around. Good. Bottom up now. And actually, let's go ahead and drop out of frame shift. Go ahead and repair the frame shift. Turn my battlefield maintenance unit back on, and then repair the frame shift.
Exceeded.
Then while it's doing that, we'll full throttle, get some more screenshots that have the inventory. I mean, it's like not colored or anything, but it still looks cool. Gives you more of the illusion of moving. Even though, relatively speaking, I am moving even less now than I was before. I have to keep my dorsal surface toward the star to get good light on it. I definitely have some. Everywhere. I think maybe that sort of center, that cluster of really bright stars, I think that might have been the type stars I was looking at earlier. Not like on the screen, but like yesterday. Frame shift drive, repair complete. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the AFM back off. And frame shift drive back on. Note I have two AFMs. One is there to repair the other in case something really catastrophic happens. But so far I haven't really taken any damage from anything except scooping stars, neutron stars particularly. Those do 1 or 2% damage to frame shift drive every time you supercharge the drive to longer jump ranges. So, you know, it happens. I can't I'm done in the nebula. I've gotten some good screenshots, visited some planets, and other stars. Yeah, I think it might be good. Start taking a look at how it's going. I'm a little tempted. Bubbles back that way. A little tempted to hit one of these other nebulas on the way home. There's one that's I saw some screenshots from the guy that went out to the lagoon. It's very greenish. And apparently there's also some like asteroid bases that are but I was kind of looking at the Statue of Liberty Nebula. Where'd that go? Oh, yeah. Maybe hitting that on the way home? Try to get in on it. 3 dimensions is really harder. So, kind of thinking about hitting that on the way back. Just to, have a second nebula to under my belt on the way home. Because it's time on the way back. And there were some other stars that I had sort of picked out. One was this one. Oh, I think that's a hypergiant. So, I kind of wanted to, I had this idea, like, maybe I could finish my codex, but, finding stuff on my own is hard, because there are so many. But, just kind of going directly to them, which this is 75222, is the one that kind of feels like a cop-out, but on the other side, like, there's not that many O-type supergiants to begin with. And, I was curious. I already kind of did it with that one. But, I've never seen a supergiant, for one, of any type. And an O-type supergiant is pretty good. But, I kind of had this thought, like, maybe I can fill out my codex. I haven't seen any water type giants, although there is one in Statue of Liberty Nebula. I haven't seen any of your guys. Oh no, I have. Yeah. I found that. I think that was the first discovery. Oh no, that was a neutron star. Never mind. All the neutron stars that I found have been already well mapped. Yeah. But how crazy would that be? Neutron star. Planet star. I mean, probably fatal given the jets of radioactive material coming out. Oh, and it's 4:15, so I don't really have time to go anywhere anyway. I really have pretty much enough time to sort of pick a route. And then I also will have a note here to hit 42227. You. Oh, you are a carbon star. I've never seen a carbon star either, so I was curious. Yeah. Probably hit it because it's there, and then HD 7552. Yeah, it's kind of right next to it, so I could hit both of those on the way back from the Statue of Liberty Nebula, I think. So, let's see, how far out is Statue of Liberty Nebula? Plane, even with Statue of Liberty Nebula. Pick something, well, let's put something on the near side of it so we can sort of see it from the outside first. Big bright stars. Usually, we exclude M types. Yeah. Maori. We exclude unscoopable. There we go. P-type. You are... So, I'm going to plot this route, but I'm probably not going to actually use it. I'm going to compare it to something else. There it is. That actually did pretty good with using... Well, I think those are... like fours now. Oh no, that's neutral. Oh, and I had it exclude all of these types. Because that route looks like it's used 2 neutrons. Yeah. Oh, but now it's going to try for a straighter route. Because it's able to use the M's and the R's. It's going to use neutrons there. Blue or neutron boosted routes. But it's still like really far. 45 jumps. But if I replot excluding M's protostars, that looks like it's using more neutron stars that way. Now, still 45 jumps. So, how do we get there in a reasonable amount of time? It's that way. How do we get there in a reasonable amount of time? Well, pull up branch. Is that one? It's, get a little bigger. Full expansion. As a neutron router, and so we enter the systems of interest. Our target system is all. You see that on OBS? This. So our target system is the Statue of Liberty sector L-Y B 13, which is in the database, right? And our source system is Eta Carina sector HR-WB1-. Then the range it wants is what is the sort of standard jump range of the ship, which is 64.71 on a full or mostly full tank. So efficiency is like, so it's going to try to find a cylinder between us and target, and the efficiency is how far off that cylinder it can go. 60% is usually, but then we tell it to calculate. This usually takes 30 seconds. Oh, or not. Estimated jumps down to 31. Still kind of a lot, but shorter. Sort of the downside is that it requires more trips over to the this other screen to sort of click off the thing, copy the next one to the clipboard, on the next system. But as you can see, it's like 2 jumps, and then a neutron star, 2 jumps and a neutron star, 1 jump, 1 jump, 1 jump, 2 jumps to a neutron star. This apparently had neutron 4 region, 6 jumps to a neutron star. So it's constantly these like 250 light year jumps. So it's a little faster than just getting through from A to B. Again, that's 31 jumps versus 45 jumps. So it saves you some at least. This particular route, because it is relatively neutron rich, it doesn't save as much as some others that I've wanted. Where I've seen it save, like 100 jumps or more. And I'm a little tempted to do this without going over to the map, because as this says here, that's 18 jumps or 18 visits to the map to replot. But I could do it with 0 trips over to the map and just, probably map some more stuff between here and there. Get some more first discoveries and stuff, just because not as many people have taken this route. They're not, using neutron water or whatever. I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of leave that in the thing right there, I think, without actually jumping back out. Oh, actually, well, yeah. I'm a little curious, for better or worse. Show me just type stars. So those were kind of just off to this side. Not really sure. Kind of wondering if here's a cluster of type stars. Oh, that's the one I visited earlier, actually. Is that? Yeah. So like that's a cluster of typo stars that are kind of on the way. They're real big. There's a lot of stars in those systems. Like, holy crap. First one I visited, which I think was this one, has like 10 stars in the system. They're all orbiting this like super giant. It's crazy. Oh, I still got that. So yeah, these are all. I'm pretty sure they're all or mostly O-type stars. They're all kind of closer together, and I'm not really sure why. Sort of see. Yeah, I think maybe they've been trailed by the sort of fallen out of this nebula over time or something. You can see there's several over here in like a line. When I approached the nebula, I was originally kind of over here, and they kept showing up in like a really straight line. Way over here, and I was like, "What is that?" And so I started kind of making my way that direction. And found that it's all these O-type stars. Right. You'll actually probably be able to see that in sort of this part of this route. So, turn that on. so many other stars that it's it'd be hard to pick those out. But we will target that. And actually, let's do like 2 minutes until 4:30. Let's do like 2 jumps out. Kind of say farewell to the Eta Carina Nebula. And I'll probably kill the stream and log out. Go to my barbecue. Or whatever it is. It's not really a barbecue, I guess. Well, I don't guess you can use barbecue. The barbecue itself is not actually the goal of the event. No, this is still Eta Carina sector. And what's in this system? This star and nothing else. Also something you run into a fair amount out here. What's out here? Oh, just this. Nothing else. Ultra red, go ahead and frame shift. Yeah, we can still see the, I'm gonna try to keep the galaxy up here to my right. So we should be able to see these O-type stars are just kind of, they're up to the left, and they look like a cluster now, but they're actually spread out in, from what is in our view right here, like the Z direction. Sort of into the screen. PR 16 sector EM-0. I've never been to, but Hunter Prime has. Next, last couple of people were lazy about figuring out exactly how many planets were here. Not frequently you see quite so many different first discoveries on one system. Okay, so put those off to the left, and let's see. Star glare goes away. Kind of be off to the right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so they're kind of above now. Once I get to this system, I'm also take a good look behind, and we should be able to see the Eta Carina Nebula just looming in. Is this the system I was in before? No. Skim this for fuel and get a kind of a distance away. Orientation. You can kind of see that the O-types are already kind of spreading out a little bit. You see, so we should be behind us. Of Eta Carina Nebula. And crap, it's huge. Sort of sealing over the lines there. There's the Eta Carina Nebula, Milky Way, and somewhere, I guess, kind of dead center of the screen now. That's the Statue of Liberty Nebula. Kind of tiny. And then this unnamed cluster of like big O-type stars. They have a name. Bunch of them. Real. But they have actually going to throttle down and leave it there. It's 4:33. I got about half an hour to get where I'm going. So it'll take me about that long. So, I'm gonna hang it up. All this good. Thanks for joining me. If you did. And if you're one of my friends that's watching, you should probably also leave. It's getting to be about that time. But I guess that's all I got. See you all later.